After waiting for 2 months for a patch that probably should have been released a few days after released, it's with a heavy heart that I make this video and declare Chivalry 2 patch 2.01 a complete and total failure. And now I am fully of the belief that Chivalry is actually in early access until June of 2022 when it releases for Steam. Now we all know that Epic Games exclusivity destroys PC game player bases, with the exception being Fortnite, but yet they still incentivize developers to sign an exclusive one-year deal. How, you might ask? Well, with a very large bag of money. And I think we are very much in the situation here where Torn Banner accepted a fat sum of cash and said, F it, we already got paid, we'll just release the game no matter what and fix it before the Steam release. I'm Strider the Champ, and in today's video I'm going to touch on Chivalry patch 2.01 and the current state of the game. Now, I play a lot of Chivalry and thoroughly enjoy the game, and I'm pretty laid back about dealing with bugs and glitches in games. I played a ton of PUBG and Escape from Tarkov, so I'm very well conditioned to spaghetti code, and I loaded up today for the new patch, and while I enjoyed my play session, I can still only describe the first patch as a complete and utter joke. Now, we waited for almost 2 months for a patch that looks very much like a bunch of hot fixes and still does not address some of the core issues of the game right now. I want to highlight first my biggest issue with this game and what I feel currently is more important to address than any other bug in the game, and that, my friends, is the PC party system. There was some discussion in my Discord this morning of my friends being super hyped that we'd actually be able to make a party, and after reading the patch notes I had to break it to them that it doesn't sound like they actually fixed it. Now, this has been an issue since the beta, where PC player parties do not work, and something playing the beta I just figured would be fixed by release, but here we are 2 months later, and now me and my friends have been using the server browser to get around this issue. But if you play like me on PC, you've noticed that the server browser servers are slowly dying out. We'll regularly only have 1 to 2 populated servers, and if they are both close to filled, someone is stuck spam joining the server until a space opens up. Now, it's my understanding that Chivalry matchmaking works in that there are a separate, non-visible group of servers for quick play that just tosses all players from any platform together, and I would assume that is how most players play, but us PC parties do not have access to them since the party system is broken. Now, speaking of parties, there are many people who bought the game on different consoles expecting to be able to group up, and they were informed by Torn Banner that the game is only cross-play and not cross-party. I've actually seen Reddit White Knights defend the devs on this, and while not an issue that affects me since my gaming crew are all on PCs, this was just a horrible oversight at best by the dev team and a devious business practice at worst. When Modern Warfare came out, I only remember hearing the term crossplay, and to expect people to know this cross-party term that is very well and possibly made up by the Torn Banner team is ridiculous. And now in the patch it says they're looking for possible solutions to this, but let me be the one to make the call. True crossplay will never be added to Chivalry 2. If the devs were capable of creating the system and making it work, it would have been in the game at launch. They can't even get a regular party system to work on PC. Crossplay in a true form is never coming to Chivalry 2. Now, the devs did remove the one-handed spear, which players were moaning and crying about on Reddit again, and I'm kind of indifferent on this spear. It never really bothered me since like 1% of the player base in public lobbies actually runs it, since, let's face it, it's one of the lamest looking weapons in medieval warfare and no one wants to use that crap. And now the real news with weapon changes to me was the fact that they decided to nerf the throw damage on my personal favorite weapon, the Dane Axe. And now this was not in the patch notes, but I can confirm it to be true in game. And this just boggled my mind, and I don't care that they nerfed the weapon, but what really has me making that like WTF face is just, out of all the problems in the game or all the issues with the game right now, how did they land on Dane Axe throwing damage to be something that needed an immediate adjustment? Like, who was sitting in that meeting where they said, well, how can we fix the game? Let's adjust Dane Axe throwing damage. It just makes no sense. It's mind-blowing. Now, as we wrap up talking about patch 2.01, I would like to say that I still do very much so enjoy the game and will be playing it for the foreseeable future. However, I do have some serious concerns about player population and content release over the next few months. But let's all hope that when the game moves out of early access in June of 22, the player base is revived with all of the Steam players. Comment down below and let me know your biggest gripe with Chivalry. Like the video and subscribe to Strata's Angels. Champ out.